I'm holding out right now. It's stupid. It's so good. I will mark this trail. I have a feeling there's a road that leads into Ngwerere Road on the opposite direction. But what I want to do is I want to connect into Kasisi Road. And then once I reach Kasisi, I will then double back and then make a turn into Ngwerere Road and then head back home. So just hoping this works. I have a feeling the gods will make this work. Oh man, sisters. Yeah, my bwana. Yeah. Mwacha wabwa? Bwino bwino. I road ibulikira mu Kasisi Road eh?
I road.
Eh.
I road mkangeneka minudu.
Ni minudu?
Minudu.
Minudu chani?
Airport.
Minudu airport. Iyonse?
Mpaka yonse.
Iyonse ni minudu?
Ni airport yonse. Mpaka kuja ni airport.
Kuja ni airport
So mkangeneka I road. Muzaenda straight. Muzaona chitangi. Muzapeza palikatama kaenda so. Kakakonza nekaja. Kaende nako kaja mpaka ku last kuja. Muzakapeza pali road jumpa yenda so. Bishamneja ni straight manje kuja. Menda tuikira ku airport kuja.
Nifuna ngera mu Kasisi Road. Oh. Aso ni kwenda so?
Mvelani. Kale uko simungangena Kasisi Road.
Ndaba chani?
Uku kairungo ni mkati cheu.
Oh.
Mkampasa chanchani so. Baba mfuna ngena mu Kasisi Road mwaenda so. Majumba mwangeneka kuja kutamaki kuja. Kwaona kuja ku airport kuja. Mwangeneka Kasisi Road yenda straight.
Oh.
Ndakoteko tumpite uku foto uku.
Uku
Uku. Mungaende kapema mkampasa muzi wangu.
Mkampasa ni mchani?
Kampasa kamunzi kutauni kuja.
Kuli kamunzi kampasa? Kuliko pitira kwewe?
Kuja kuli yopitira mashutikati mokupitira amendo so kwenda Kasisi. So yawene niyenza bwina kaya munanjinga yawene. So wote mazi wa bwina semaze mabwera chest on bwera straight.
Actually malume na bulikira nezana ngena neze mu airport road. Na panda na bwera papa hospital pa side. So nongeneka muno. Kuli nezana peza ko azimaya anuza ati mpite kwa mina mzaipeza road. Aiga.
Ija road ije niyenze bwina ije ndawolo bimatipa bana bimachoka. Machoka straight bikafika pa airport kuja. Airport sala so. Kasisi road yenda straight tamaki.
Nanga injira yenda kuti?
Yenda je kukatama kifuti kacha kali kuja.
Katama ikabwanje. Ni Ngwerere Road?
Ngwerere Road kuja.
Sikutalima ningi kupata?
Uku? Nanjinga usikutalima ningi.
Ndina njinga kupata. Oh.
Kaili hapo mungaende straight so kwa. Nenda tulike mutamaki.
Okay, nzapita ya nze ndobulika kumene ngambira.
So hapo muende straight na tanki ngafika pacha chitanki chioneka chama Chinese mwachiri chapa chestone. Mwele papa li chitanki pali ngatama kaenda so.
Okay.
Kwaena kuja za muza ngotoka Kasisi Road ni. Muzaenda mpaka straight mpaka Kasisi.
Amikira malume. Mwachoka pata isipepani sinafunse zina.
Ndina Azulu.
Azulu? Ziko mazulu.
Ndina Azulu ine ndina kuchipata.
Oh, nani ndina kuchipata? Kuchipata kuti ndina kukateta sati kuchipata.
Katete kapena huyo.
No katete ka. Ndimolowa malume. Ndimolowa. Ya iboza. Mweka mungoti ni mosalowa ma. Kaya tindani zina? Last name. Zina ni surname ka? Zina ni chongo asati. Mbande. Mbande zikomo. Hope simna maboza uti ndimolowa. Zikomo Azulu. Yeah. Yeah, I know quite a bit about my culture. I don't know if it's still rolling. Wherever you are watching, I know a thing or two about my culture, most of which I've actually just read from books, right? And so when I bump into people, they tend to think that I I know a lot. Well, I do know a lot. I mean, but most of what I know is not really knowledge passed on by the previous generation, which is ideally supposed to be the case in my culture, but it's just knowledge that I've acquired through observation and through reading, really. I've always felt or thought it was a shame that I was brought up the way I was. I was reared away from my culture to a certain extent. But anyway, let's try and see if we can increase the speed here and hope Mr. Zulu and Mr. Mpande were right in just telling me to just ride on straight until I find a water tank, apparently. Let's roll. Autobots. So I'll take back one of my area statements. I wonder if this is a tank. I don't think so. I'm glad I brought the charger, because as in the Buffalo charger, because I'm running out of battery power. Because the ascent, I don't think the ascent is built for this rough terrain, and so 14 minutes. I need to charge this thing. Come a long way. Now would be a good time to road myself. I keep roading myself. I don't know why I'm roading myself right now, but I'm just hungry. So. Ooh, bees. Oh shit. Oops, what's that? So whoever you are listening, so those two gentlemen, Mr. Zulu and Mr. Mpande, made mention of the fact that, and I'm assuming you, by you I mean if you have an interest in Zambia but have not been in Zambia for quite some time, they made mention of the fact that all of this is Meanwood. I'm not sure I say it's Meanwood Airport or something. I don't know what that means, but Meanwood happens to be a name. I think it's a company name or something that's normally associated with this entity that sells land. So they have massive swaths of land and they subdivide the land and they sell them off to individuals. So I guess what I'm trying to say is probably all this area here is earmarked for development. I'm sure people have already purchased land around here. That's the thing about land, right? It's increasingly becoming scarce in Lusaka, at least, if not the entire Republic of Zambia. I certainly know a fair number of my colleagues that live on the outskirts of the CBD, so Chingola, Chongwe, and some weird place called 10 Miles. Now, 10 Miles is technically speaking not part of Lusaka, right? It's part of Central Province, I think. So thought I'd mention that. Yeah, much of a bunch. Yeah. Felt like they didn't want to speak to me. Such a shame. oh my goodness, clearly this is now someone certainly has a set of steel, I'm sorry I have to say this, a set of steel balls here, right? They built their house, right? Nice large house, and they moved in, right? Moved in, massive house, beautiful. I was gonna say, I wonder if they have, if they're connected to the national electricity grid, but clearly they are over there. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Now, the only thing that really put me off into moving to an area like this one is really the security part, right? Now, I mean, Lusaka is not as Lusaka city is not really as bad as some of these weird places. Like I mean, I spent quite fair number of years in Cape Town, and that place is insane, right? It's not like that, but still, you occasionally find these characters that will tend to want to take advantage, right? So the issue I have with this kind of setup here is if you are to get attacked or something, I'll bet you the closest, I wonder where this road leads to, but the closest police post is probably miles from here, right? So that's one thing. I don't know, the other thing is access to medical facilities, right? Now, I wouldn't really worry so much about, you know, these other amenities, like, but personally, right? Like shopping malls and whatnot. Probably, I stockpile twice a month, right? So I don't think it would be that bad for me to stay in a location like this one. If security was guaranteed, and if there was like a medical facility close by. I'm ranting here, but now granted, I'm not like my father. My father is what? He's in his mid-60s, creeping into his 70s, and so it requires regular medical attention, right? But I'm still relatively young, so I guess the access to medical facility part is probably not so much of a strict requirement. But still, I mean, moving to such a place would be like a long-term plan, kind of, right? So yeah, I don't think I would fancy moving here. Then again, maybe I would, provided I had access to the internet. Macam apa aja, Mami? So I have I guess what I'm gonna call weird neighbors who don't normally say hi. So when I do my routine road cycling, I almost always say hi to everybody I bump into, just so I don't lose touch. Wow. Also, this is Meanwood. Beautiful. What this says. Yeah, I'm running out of power now. Oh, Musangu Road. Musangu Road. I wonder if the Google would know exactly which way I should go. Sikoma kwambie.
Okay, mzaenda palika that road then gera tama tunaomele mkuu.
Okay, sikoma kwambie. Actually, I knew where I was going. I was just trying to strike up a conversation with that female. There's something about connecting with other people. I'm ranting about useless things here, but okay, so 300 meters, turn right. So incidentally, I'm inching closer to, I don't know if you're still listening, wherever you are, I'm inching closer to cycling all the way to Chisamba, right? Or Chisamba as they call it. It's about 54 kilometers from closest landmark that's closest where I live. And I would have to do 108 or something. But the plan is to cycle there, spend the night or something, and then cycle back the following day. So, but then again, if I was to start off, okay, I'll take the next, right? Thank you, Google. But then if I was to start off quite early in the morning, I suppose it would be possible to cycle back the same day. So yeah. American people, Lusaka Water Supply, Sanitation and Drainage Project. Water Reticulation, Ndeke, Vona Valley. Okay. Wow. I had no idea there was a stretch of road.